This video might not be the prettiest one I've ever made, but definitely is one of the most important. I am a millennial, the generation of big dreams, unlimited possibilities, and the internet. And as pretty much every millennial, I dream about being able to retire at 40 with a beach house in Bali and thousands of dollars monthly in passive income. And pretty much like most millennials, I am nowhere near to achieving this dream. And the main reason for this is that for most of my life, I was terrible with personal finance. I actually got my first real job at 24 and I was making $600 per month. Before that, I was making some money from volleyball, but I never saved any of them. I thought it just wasn't my fault. I was just not making enough. But the trend continued until the end of my 20s. Although I quadrupled my income, I always found creative ways to spend all the cash. A faster car, a nice holiday, new clothes, you name it. Now though, my approach to personal finance is completely different, and I feel pretty stupid for not implementing this a lot earlier in my life. And that's actually the main reason I'm doing this video. I want to share all my mistakes and hope that you guys that you're watching it will avoid them and learn from them. And trust me, it doesn't matter what your monthly income is right now, because it's all about habits and goals. And that's where I want to start. You need to have a clearly defined end goal. And mine was to have $5,000 per month of income that is not related in any way to my 9-to-5 job. Your goal could be completely different depending on what stage in your life you are in right now. But you have to have one for sure, because this will allow you then to break it down and start working towards achieving it. Once my goal was clear, I broke it down into different income buckets. Or in other words, I asked myself, I have this fixed monthly income. How am I going to divide it into different buckets so that at the end of the day, some of those buckets start generating additional income for me? Was it going to be into increasing standard of living or something else? I personally have 6 different income buckets. My first bucket includes all my fixed living expenses, and I've been quite fortunate to create a life for myself that makes me quite relaxed and happy. But that's not the bucket that's getting me any closer to my goal. The second bucket is actually the first and most important step into your financial freedom. I've created a full video on the importance of emergency funds, and I'm gonna link it down in the description. This bucket might give you some breathing space, but it's not going to get you any closer to your end goal. The next few buckets are actually the most important when it comes to achieving the goal. These are the places where I, for a first time, can start the reversal of the process and actually start bringing income that can fuel this whole system. Of course, you can have a completely different set of income buckets, but when you lay it down like this, you will think twice every time you want to purchase something. For example, I don't buy new phones. I buy a used phone, and the difference I put into my next bucket, because I know this is what is going to get me closer to my goal. And that bucket is my business. Actually, it's my business because it's not really generating any kind of income for me right now. But I know that by investing a lot of time and money into it, I have the biggest chance of succeeding and actually becoming completely independent. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, it's been probably the biggest challenge of my life, and it's extremely hard. And if you want to learn more about it, and if you're interested, let me know, I can make a video or two about it. The next bucket is my investments. Stock, bonds, potentially real estate. Here I focus on the more traditional methods of investing and making some money on the side. It might be dividend stocks or rent. I'm actually in the very early stages of my investment career, and I did start a full video series about this. So if you're interested, I'm gonna link the videos down in the description. The next bucket is actually my biggest one, and I call it the FU bucket. First of all, because any money that I pour into it, I realize that I stand a great chance of losing them, and I'm okay with that. But also, it has the biggest risk to reward ratio. So in other words, if something goes well, I can make a life-changing amount of money. The combination of these three buckets are basically my plan for achieving my goal of 5,000 monthly income from different independent income sources. But if you have noticed, there is still one more bucket, and that is my bucket list bucket. Diving with orcas, flying a fighter jet, traveling the world, you name it. I'm not a fan of living frugally for 20 years so that I'll be 50 and rich. I prefer being 35, above average, and with a bag full of stories to tell my kids. Plus, my bucket list is actually my greatest motivator. This is what drives me to try to push harder and achieve more and earn more so that I can also put more into my bucket list. That's pretty much my strategy, guys. Even if you're not a millennial, I guarantee you this can work for you. Just set your own buckets, set a clear goal, and go for it. That's everything for this video, and I'm gonna see you in the next one. Ciao.